Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. It's Monday. Happy Money Monday, June 23rd. I'm going to review the 0-day option trades I did today on SPY and SPX. And finally, we got a Happy Money Monday. We got some price action that's worthy of trading, not just low volume grind. I think the news over the weekend probably helped bring a little bit of volume into the market, as well as quad witching last week, bringing up some capital. Yeah, nice action today and pretty large range. If you watched Friday's video, I went over the macro a little bit. This is Eric at SPY Day Trading's 30-minute chart. So yeah, Friday we'd built that shoulder basically into close the second half of the day. And I was saying, since we broke the bigger wedge here, possible we come up and retest it, make a head, and then come down and grab that shoulder. One of many scenarios, of course, but that is actually exactly what played out. And then it followed a big rip back out of there, so catch it both ways. We've got some liquidity here from this morning, which it grabbed and made then an inverse head and shoulder and came up. Now we're above the 5-day and now about to test the very top of the range. So nice action today. Pretty clean setups, I'd say, for me at least. And a big range. So big ranges they can go both ways. You know, if your stops are wide, big ranges definitely can hurt. With these tight channels, tight algos, you can have very tight stops. The only issue is if you only have one trade and you're having the tight stop, then a little tricky. You have to have a high accuracy. But yeah, let me review them really quick. This is the 1 minute, and yeah, SPY's still kind of going a little bit. So here we are. I charted this purple straight off the bat from these supports. We came up, completed a cup. I charted this white one for the bullish, and this purple potential for liquidity build for the bulls. And then I started charting this gold tapering based on these resistances right here. And we're just kind of in a grind and chop a lot of the morning. I didn't trade. I maybe took a trade on the big account. What a grind up for end of day here on SPY. Usually it's not quite this smooth. I had a trade I already closed. It's a sketchy trade end of day. Usually it's not that basic of price action. Usually it's crazy volatile. Let me look, because I think I did have a trade on this. Finally I'm using Active Trader Pro, so wow, I can't believe I waited this long. I'm not going to review all of these. Let me just see some of them. Okay. Oh, and this time is off. Dang it. Oh, I gotta sort that out. Okay, I'll just review it on here. Yeah, I don't know why I have the time zone for East Coast, but for some reason it shows that way later. Okay. So first trade was a red trade I stopped out of 10-11. I want to show you guys what I was thinking. 10-11 I got puts. Yeah, so made this little inverse head, or this little head and shoulders. It also had this tapering. And then at that time of day, yeah, we were just retesting the top of that head, the resistance, potentially making a head up there, as well as 5 days, this gold one, and then that breaking out of the wedge, we came down and coming up and retesting it. So that was all happening right about 10. So multiple reasons that I was looking for a short, even though it could always be a grind like this, which it did end up being. So 10-11, and I was out of it at 10-13 for small loss. Yeah, so this purple was or maybe it was the green even, was my stop. Green or purple. Stop out of it, let it continue to chop and grind up there. And then calls at 11:09. Oh yeah, this was kind of a nice one. I was a little late on this one, but nice little retracement trade, mutual trade. So I was looking forward to complete this cup, this inverse cup, and make a handle potentially, or this is an inverse head and grabbing this shoulder for liquidity to break us back into, or even just to even back up into that resistance on the 30-minute. This was a nice VWAP bounce. Break of the purple. I was a little late on this one though. So yeah, I think I got in. Yeah, I got in like right. Let's see, 11:09. Was I that late? What in the world? Oh, super late. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, okay, yeah, that does now. I was waiting for it to break this magenta. So I missed this one, I think. Yeah, I must have, 'cause I don't see it on. I canceled it. I don't know what happened there. At 10:20 I had a trade. What is this? Are these puts? I don't know, I canceled it regardless. Alright, well I was waiting for it to break this magenta and it did, and I got it on a retrace. If you see that right there, 11:09. So on this red candle, went with calls. It wasn't, the volume wasn't really there yet. And the breakout, because this should have been a breakout, it just was weak. So I started reducing risk pretty soon. 11:17 I took one, which was break even. 11:19 I took one for a tiny loss. And then 11:21 I took one for a small loss also. Very small. My losses, I'm able to get them a lot smaller because trading on Active Trader, I can do more limit orders and be a little more greedy with my entries as well as my exits. Like on a trade like this, if I'm just going to open it as soon as it breaks and holds a candle, I should almost always do a limit at the bid. And it's only sometimes it will rip and oftentimes it will do this. So if I'm not going to have patience and wait for it to retest, especially, that's one way to do it. And then, or limit at the ask even, because if you're market ordering, if there's volatility, you're going to get filled over the ask. Like it just does it. So that helped today, I noticed, with the Active Trader, which it's funny, I've waited this long. I guess I haven't traded too much on Fidelity on day trades. That's kind of a new thing. So, but yeah, that definitely helps. I can do a limit, and then I can have it so it follows the ask or follows the bid, which of course on the browser I can't do that stuff. So it's right here. If we go limit and then call and then limit price, follow bid, follow ask, so then it'll just continue to move with the price at the bid or the ask. So getting in, I'm usually following the ask because I'm not trying to snipe it too much. And then getting out, I'm usually just following the bid just to make sure I get filled quickly. But sometimes, like I said, if I'm getting it right on a break and I know I'm kind of early or not being patient, then I will change that to trying to get a better fill, following the opposite side. That makes sense. All right, so here's 1140. It's still big account. Puts at 1140. Just so you guys get, I kind of forgot to trade the small account actually in the morning. I was kind of focused just on getting good trades and wasn't even thinking about the small account. So, which I think kind of helped me a little bit, because thinking about the small account, it's like sometimes it's in my head, like I just have to get it over with. Like I have this cash balance, I have to use it, and hopefully it's a good one. But when I have the big account, it's like I can get in and out, and I don't know. But anyway, so I'll review small account trades too today. It's good. 1140. So right here broke the gold, and that one I got in. Yeah, broke the gold on that one. Got in on that one. Tiny little structure here. Little shoulder, little head, inverse cup and handle. I would have liked to better retrace all the way back up here and made a big head on this shoulder. It didn't, so I just got in on the break of the gold. And then I continued to build liquidity. This was a green trade though. Got them at 1140. Sold one at 1146. So kind of held through that grind. Yeah, after it broke the purple, then I started selling. I wanted it to sell in that purple, at least. So that was 680 to 750. So not bad really for that small of a move. Sold all three at 750 actually. $7.50. 1147. 1140. Oh, I sold them all. 1146 and 1147. I sold them all, which is good. Remember, if I have less than I think 4, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna really have runners. I'm just gonna try and get good sniped exits. Yeah, it's just too big of a position to be holding runners. And another little quick one here. 12.18. Tiny loss, 590 to 570. So yeah, being able to trade on the active trader, I'm able to basically have my losses be smaller. It seems like it's so much faster. And with the limit and following the ask and the bid, it's nice. So this was the trade. Yes. So finally, what my idea here was right. I just didn't hold through all of this. So I don't know what exactly, if I wasn't paying attention, but it did the same thing here. So build liquidity here, did it, could have gotten it here on a retrace, but again, it's still chopping. So I'm wanting volume. We're at 20-day here. We've got this shoulder over here. You don't know which, if it's going to make a nice head or not. If it does, it's much more clear, but this just made a little head and then broke gold here and grabbed this shoulder here. And it's much easier seeing it in hindsight, of course. And my big mistake here was not putting in my purple channel, my steeper, more precision algo, as Eric calls it. So if I do that, then I can really mitigate my losses, and I can be up to bat a lot and miss, and the one I hit will be good. I'm not really trying to trade like that. I'm trying to have high accuracy, but just to have that in my head, if my stops are that tight, it's a little bit easier to be more fearless to enter, which is what you're looking for. You're looking to be fearless in the market. So yeah, at this point, it broke the gold. I should have immediately tried to put in this purple. I guess I could have put it here if it came up there. Just continue to kind of stretch it out and see once it starts retesting it, especially after it broke that gold and the 20-day. But yeah, just didn't give great structure. And then even when it was down here, I thought about it because I could chase it. It was just doing such a slow grind. And again, my stop would have been on that purple, so that would have made it much easier. But yeah, anyways, I did get in somewhere on this. No. So this is what I was trying. Basically going against your intuition 100%. I mentioned it in one of last week's video. If I miss the move, I gotta look for the reversal. It doesn't always happen like that, but you can get a bounce trade, or the opposite. If it rips and then comes down. Easy up, easy down, easy down, easy up. It worked today because, well, I don't know why it worked today. I mean, I guess it grabbed that shoulder and kept going. There just wasn't enough liquidity down there for it to keep going. So at any rate, this is a zone of mutual interest trade, as Eric puts it, or a retracement trade. Bulls and bears basically want to bring it up. Start to build liquidity here for a shoulder. I was looking for just a bounce to trade it since I missed this one. And yeah, I didn't want the FOMO to burn. And I wanted to try this, and I want to be more flexible to get these bounce trades. And so I waited until, where was this? 1240. I think I waited till close to that purple. Yeah, I could have done even more aggressive on the break of the green. These candles were getting pretty big and spicy and volatile, so this is what really can mess you up if you're not careful. Whatever profits you have, you can burn them quick once the candles are, you've got a lot of volume, and you're getting half a point at least moves here on these candles. 59387. Yeah, that's almost the whole point, some of these candles. So yeah, you've got to be pretty confident in it. Anyways, I decided to put in, the precision going up, this steep white one, which I put in from the beginning of the day. And I was like, that's my stop. I got in on this candle. And also I'm thinking my stop could be this shoulder. So if this is ahead and it's going to grab the shoulder, I'll just stop here. But really it was for this candle, or this line, which at this point is a little sketchy because it's pretty far from it. So, and my move up, I'm looking for definitely by 20 day up here, or VWAP. Even before then, on these bounce trades, it's basically trading against a trend. I'm not wanting to sit and camp. 1240, I got it for $5.70, and it was pretty volatile. 1241, I sold the first one, so quick out on profits. That was for $7.50, so whatever percentage that was. And then 1241, I sold another one on that minute candle for $7.10. And then my last one, again, not having a runner, I sold it at 1248 for $8.10, or $8.50, sorry. Let's see. Yeah, so that one, I decided it's not a runner necessarily, but I was going to just hold it longer. I was going to wait for it to actually break this white. So it did on this candle. It came down. I sold it somewhere in here. So that one was definitely if I'd closed it near VWAP or 20-day, it would have been, yeah, 100% at least. Because it went from 570 to 850, and that was from right here all the way down to here. So if I caught that right, it would have been over 100%. So yeah, after that I was pretty stoked and thought about just, you know, just kind of taking it easy, got a coffee, and figured we'd have some kind of wedge. And I actually stepped away when we broke this red channel here, which actually made a nice setup for the inverse head and shoulder. This is just a big inverse head. All liquidity here, 20-day. It grabbed it, retested the breakout right here in the red, broke it, retested. And if I put in, this was actually a different, this is one I got from Emperor. Well, I mean, I drew it in here, but they had a less aggressive buying channel there, so I ended up putting that in, and that's your risk right there. So buying that, I did not catch this trade though, so yeah. But again, it could have with the tight risk management right there. I was stepped away for here, and then I was just grinding up, and I was just waiting for, I guess, something else to happen. And something else did happen later in the day, and I'm thinking, all right, I haven't done my small account trade. What am I doing? And start to just grind up here, completed the cup, and on the 30-minute, we are kind of in the middle of the wedge, back in the middle of the wedge with right around 5-day. So looking for potential for a bullish structure since we have completed this cup and we've broken the downward trend on the 30-minute. And yeah, now we could test the top of this wedge. So small account finally has some relief. Here it is. So up almost 100% on it today. Yeah, just about 100% on the account. It's easy to say when it's a tiny account, I know. 3 o'clock, right at 3. I was a little late on these, and yeah, so right at 3 I bought. So on this candle, it was kind of on that retrace. So this, I learned earlier. I was like, all right, I need to start putting in my steeper channels, precision algo, whatever. And problem is, yeah, one trade, if it breaks it, I'm like, all right, I'm out. This wasn't a great looking setup, but sure enough, bulls were building liquidity with this red one. And where did this actually find support? So kind of high a day, not really. Really, we're just breaking that red, and then coincide that with what's, I guess, CNS closes at 3, so power hour volume kind of kicked in, and I got it on this candle, grabbing the shoulder with this being the head. Tight range because we were pretty close to the top, but yeah, just in this candle to this one, it was 200%. Because the range overall in the day was pretty large, so this little range is tight, but relatively, or I guess the other way around, relatively this range is tight, but really it's quite a big range because today's range is large. We traded, actually, yeah, if you can include the close, that little rip into close, almost a 10-point day. So most of the day was within 8 points, but yeah, so got calls there. I was able to get 3 of them, 36 cents. Sold the first one at 301 for 53 cents. Let's see, 301, yeah, so beginning of that candle, I wasn't trying to wait till perfectly high day. And then sold the next one on that same candle for 82 cents, so that was over 100%. That was at high day. And then sold the last one, kind of a runner, but oh no, I didn't. That one I didn't run at all. So I sold that last one on that same candle also for $7 or 74 cents. So yeah, over 100% in less than a minute right there. And actually, if I had gotten a better exit, it would have been 200% in a minute from 3 to 301. If I got in the exit right in here, right around 301.20. So, yep, power of big range days, 0-day options, high liquidity, tight spreads. You can do it. And then actually, I got calls here on the big account. Just a tiny little profit there on the break of the red, inverse head and shoulder. A little too early in the day for it to make its move. It's a 10-minute move. Sometimes it happens 30 minutes, didn't. And got it again. Got him again right here. Or no, I didn't. What did I do? Yeah, I was waiting to see, and then it started to move, and I actually jumped in late, but it was a green trade. I was actually following this. So I got in someone on one of these candles, and it was a small, what was that one? It was a small profit, I think. That was that last one. Yeah, so it's 115. Oh yeah, sold the first one for a loss at 105. And the second one for a loss actually 110. Okay. And the last one I sold for 190. So I don't know. I think I'm net positive on it, but it was kind of a chase, and that's sketchy to end of day. You've got to just kind of scale way down for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Thanks for joining me on this Happy Money Monday. Peace out.